Have you ever noticed something strange about boarding a plane? It's one of those things that we do so often it becomes second nature. We go through the motions without really thinking about the details. It seems like a simple process. You get your boarding pass, wait for your group to be called, and then you walk down the jet bridge or across the tarmac to the plane. But have you ever stopped to wonder why we always board from the left side? It's not something most people think about, but it's a curious detail that has a fascinating backstory. It's a curious detail, isn't it? You might have noticed it subconsciously, but never really questioned it. Why the left side and not the right? Is there a specific reason for this? We queue up, present our boarding passes, and then invariably we're directed to the left, onto the tarmac or jet bridge. This isn't just a random choice, there's a method to this madness. This left side bias in air travel is more than just a random occurrence, it's a practice steeped in tradition and practicality, one that has been carried over from the early days of aviation. It has deep historical roots and practical reasons that dictate this seemingly arbitrary choice. In fact, the origins of this practice can be traced back to the days of maritime travel. The answer to this question takes us back in time. It involves maritime traditions, the evolution of airplanes, and the way airports and airplanes have been designed over the years, and a good dose of practicality. Boarding from the left side allows for a more efficient and organized process, minimizing the chances of accidents and ensuring a smoother flow of passengers. So, the next time you're shuffling down the aisle of an airplane, take a moment to appreciate the history and logic behind this seemingly mundane aspect of air travel. It's a small detail, but one that has a big impact on the way we travel. From the design of the airplane to the layout of the airport, every aspect has been carefully considered to make your journey as smooth and efficient as possible. So, next time you board a plane, remember that there's more to it than meets the eye. It's a quirky quirk of air travel that has stood the test of time. To understand why we board planes from the left, we need to set sail into the past. The origins of this practice are deeply rooted in the traditions of maritime history, dating back to the days when ships were the primary mode of long-distance travel and trade. Long before airplanes graced the skies, ships ruled the seas, and they too had a particular way of doing things. These traditions were not just arbitrary. They were developed out of necessity and practicality, shaped by the challenges and demands of life at sea. Boarding from the left side, also known as the port side, is a tradition deeply rooted in maritime history. This practice was established to ensure the safety and efficiency of boarding and disembarking, which were critical operations for any seafaring vessel. In the days of old sailing ships, the steering oar, or rudder, was located on the right side of the vessel, known as the starboard side. This placement was crucial for navigation and maneuvering, allowing the helmsman to have better control over the ship's direction. This made the left, or port side, the more practical side for docking and boarding. Docking on the port side minimized the risk of damaging the steering oar and ensured that the ship could be securely moored without hindering its navigational capabilities. This left side preference was further reinforced by the placement of cargo and the movement of sailors. Loading and unloading cargo from the port side allowed for a more organized and efficient process, as it kept the starboard side clear for steering and other essential operations. Cargo was typically loaded and unloaded from the left, ensuring that the ship remained balanced and stable during these operations. This practice also facilitated the quick and easy transfer of goods, which was vital for trade and commerce. And sailors, often carrying weapons on their left side, found it easier to board from the left, keeping their dominant hand free. This allowed them to defend themselves if necessary, and ensured that they could quickly respond to any threats or emergencies. Over time, this practice became standard maritime protocol, a tradition passed down through generations of seafarers. The consistency of this practice helped to maintain order and safety on board, as everyone knew what to expect and how to proceed during boarding and disembarking. When airplanes were introduced, many of these maritime traditions were carried over to aviation. Boarding from the left side of the aircraft became the norm, mirroring the practices of the seafaring vessels that had come before. This continuity helped to create a sense of familiarity and order in the new world of air travel. Today, boarding from the left side of the plane is a standard procedure followed by airlines around the world. This practice not only honors the traditions of the past, but also ensures the safety and efficiency of modern air travel. By understanding the historical roots of this practice, we can appreciate the continuity and evolution of transportation methods over the centuries. So, the next time you board a plane from the left, remember that you are participating in a tradition that spans centuries, connecting the age of sail to the age of flight. This simple act is a testament to the enduring legacy of maritime practices and their influence on the way we travel today.